As a first-time buyer, is it time to move out of the Southwest Vegas because of water? I do not want to make a massive financial mistake that will harm my family's future. We live in Vegas right now. I understand that Vegas has a third straw in Lake Mead that will allow water to be accessible even at dead pool. However, I don't see how that's going to stop the other lower basin states from demanding another way to get their allocation, nor does it prevent the long-term aridification. I'm thinking about taking a trip out to the Northeast just to look around. There's other areas where I could work out there, so that's not the main concern. Thoughts, opinions? Anyone else in a similar situation? Las Vegas has one of the best water recycling and conservation plans in the whole United States. Even when the government was proposing to cut water rights from the Colorado River, their current total use was still significantly less than the proposed restricted amount. My point isn't that it's a good idea to live in the desert. My point is, if you are going to live in a desert climate, Las Vegas is doing it better than everyone else. I moved out of Las Vegas in November after living there 26 years. I love Las Vegas. If I were single, I would have stayed there. But I have a 2-year-old son now and didn't want to raise him there. The water thing was kind of in the back of my mind too. My condo was on a golf course. Who knows how long we'll have so many golf courses in Las Vegas? No. As if the water crisis worsens, agriculture will be priced out. The residential usage is really a very small piece of the pie. I think you're smart. Water to the desert will not be priority in the next decades. I bought a home 2 years ago absolutely considering global warming. We live in a fire-prone area, so I said let's live near a major road so we can easily get to safety. I think it's smart to do your homework for you and your family. Definitely don't go to Florida because it will be underwater. Sort of an opposite perspective, I'm looking for houses in Green Bay, which pulls its water directly from Lake Michigan. I will never have to be concerned about water. This gives me tremendous peace of mind in the long run, especially seeing the news stories about water shortages in the West. Agriculture is over 80% of water use. The cities will have water for a long time to come. Climate change is totally real and serious. We should take major steps to reduce CO2. The West isn't running out of water in your lifetime. No, not right now. Honestly, almost the whole US is screwed in one way or another from climate change changing weather events. Even the cold and wet places, more extreme storms and flooding, more extreme cold snaps when they happen, etc. But I don't think Vegas is going to run out of water in the near future. I believe California and Nevada had one of the biggest winter precipitation events since they have been keep records. Las Vegas is very aware of their water situation and are very frugal with it. It is unlikely that Vegas is going to run out of water. I understand completely. I think about this all the time. Get out now. Going to the Northeast to look around, lol. In 2016, I moved from San Diego to Tennessee. I considered both water and real estate prices. The third straw is at 860 feet above sea level. Deadpool is at 895 feet. The water level has been dropping over 20 feet per year, and the megadrought is expected to continue for several more years. The water level is currently at about 1040 feet. Without something dramatic happening, it won't surprise me if Las Vegas is without water by 2030. My in-laws sold their place in Arizona a couple years ago because of the worsening water situation. They live in Georgia now. I personally would be moving away from areas with volatile water allocations. Humans shouldn't be living in a desert. Moving your family to Vegas is low-key child abuse. Your kids are attending the worst school system in the country. The Northeast is cooled, like negative temperatures for weeks cold. I grew up in Maine and moved to the PNW after a stop in the South and stop in Boston. We won't go back. We have gotten too soft in the few years we have been here. Seriously. Brutally cold. I'm in PHX and I think about this daily. I think they will create a pipeline of some sort, but not until people suffer and they realize displacing millions of people is worth more than a few $billion. Yes. I live in New will love it much to do like mountains, ocean, amazing food and people. I live close to Poland spring bottling plant so we have plenty of water too. My friends who lived in LV have all moved. Residential water use is vastly overrated. Most water goes to agriculture. And the small amount that goes to residents is easily manageable. Yes, because the Midwest will attack if you even try to pipeline that wah-wah. No worries. Once the polar ice is done melting, you'll be having monsoons. The Northeast will further become Canada and the snowbirds will migrate even more toward tropical Phoenix. No. If you're mobile, you should absolutely look at all your options. Maybe you'll find some place you like more. Or you'll buy a house in Vegas without any doubts. If you can afford to move to a rainier place, that would be best. The Southwest I don't think can sustain continued population growth due to the low rainfall it gets. As far as Vegas, it feels like a place that God did not intend humans to live in based on the heat alone. It's like an oven in the summertime. Can always set up a source water system on your prosperity. I think this will catch on in the near future, especially in these desert states. I highly recommend watching the episode John Oliver did on the water crisis in the South on YouTube. Vegas apparently is really good on water usage. It's agriculture that is drying up the water supply. I just look at it as long-term utilities costs. If my home is in an area where one or more of the basic utilities or services such as electricity, water, sewer, WA fees, internet, etc., have the potential for an astronomical rise at some point in the future, I need to factor that into my purchase decision. I'm sure Las Vegas will at some point solve its water scarcity issues. But the solution is likely to be much more expensive than the current setup. Yeah, I moved to MN last year. Received a top 3 snow total year as a result. My Ford Fiesta survived though. No. What exactly do you think will happen? No change. There won't be residential water available in that part of the US. If the problem gets truly serious, there will be lots of investment in solving the problem. Agriculture is like 90% of water usage in the Southwest. There's plenty of water for people. I was listening to a podcast about Phoenix and they said as they convert farms to subdivisions it's saving the area a ton of water. Lot of Las Vegas, Arizona realtors in these comments desperately trying to convince people that it's a good idea to get a 7 mortgage on an over time inflated home in the middle of the desert. Here I am looking to move from MN to Vegas lol. You are overthinking it. They will stop permitting new construction far before it gets to that point and your house value will rise. We have 58 golf courses within 20 minutes of city center. We got water to spare. My parents did last year. Re-agent told them the issue is far bigger than most think. They got out ahead of any panic setting in. They worried house prices will crash. If you do your research, you'll see it's a problem that is exponentially getting worse year by year, with no solution in place.